Hotel. Continuing onward, leaving off why madams or men dressed as madams were able to control brothels or have leadership over a brothel. Okay, and then eventually pimps surfaced. Pimps, more like slave masters in a way with some of them. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, what's the need for all of this? A pimp, a madam? Well, let's start off with this first. Why is there a so-called need or requirement for a pimp madam? Well, especially in the case dealing with, those prostitutes or whores who are streetwalkers. You got to have somebody to watch your back. You can't depend on another whore or a prostitute to watch your back. They're trying to get Johns or attempting to solicit other people for sex. So where the madam and the pimp comes in, they, in so many words, were like the head rooster or the head hen that kept everything together. Now, even though dealing with the madam, you have to have the feminine in work. However, you have to also have the masculine at work, because the masculine aspect deals with the details, the specifics. Okay, how we're going to do this. If this happens, say this, don't say that. Ask the man when he comes up, or a woman, are they a cop? Stuff like that. They also managed the monetary funds that were earned from those contractions, so to speak, or negotiations, to make sure that all other things were taken care of. Now, this is done today also, and you got some pimps or madams that really take good care of their whores or prostitutes, and then you see some that are just outright nasty. Okay, then also this: the pimp prostitute thing is a game also, or it's considered a game. It's a hustle, and as I read to you, hustle is a game. All right, and so dealing with that, there are certain principles in any walk of life, anything we do in life. There's principles that we have to live by, or else it's not going to be successful, or not as successful as we would aspire it to be. Okay, now you're wondering, what can a woman or a man, well, especially a woman, be a whore and not realize that she's getting gypped or duped by a pimp? Nah, that woman knows what the hell she's doing. Even if she doesn't necessarily make the wisest decisions, she knows what she's doing. She's been convinced a long time ago, even before she even stepped on the street or in the whorehouse, brothel, or whatever. She has been convinced that she can use her body in the form of sexual favors and get anything that she wishes. It's been like that for a long time, especially if the woman is really using true femininity, or using a form of true femininity, which is charm. She can get practically what she wishes, even though it's still being a whore, and in cases a high price whore. And let me explain further what I mean with this. And some of you men out there may be able, or male may be able to feel what I'm saying when I say this. When you meet a woman who truly knows how to express and use femininity, what happens? None of your shields go up. They don't go up like a woman who's attempting to be very brash and harsh, coming off extremely masculine. That's not attractive. It's only attractive if she gonna be a jump off or something like that, and we just gotta have it right then. However, in the long run, if a male is gonna have a choice between one that's acting like the Hulk or one that can come across with femininity, with charm, gonna choose that feminine one. Unless he's intimidated. Otherwise, the one who uses femininity, your guard doesn't go up. You don't feel threatened. You don't feel like someone's coming in and trying to make you do anything, hence trying, or attempting to make you do anything. So, I'll give an example. You ever been in a strip club? You got all your dancers going around attempting to get table dances and stuff from the other patrons, or men, mostly men. And then you'll have one that comes up and she's like, you want a table dance? No matter how good she looks. You have one where you want a table dance, you're completely turned off by the way she came at you. And it's like, oh, not right now. Then that one comes across. She got that walk, the hips are swaying, she's smiling, she has a very excellent disposition, she's walking with confidence, because feminine doesn't mean weak. Feminine means a certain charm. It's dealing with a certain charm. With males, it's charisma. And she comes across, she was like, she may say something like, how you doing, baby? Or how you doing tonight? How you feeling? What's your name? Would you like a table dance? A woman coming off like that, even though we may not have planned to get a table dance, she getting that dance because of the way she came across. You see what I'm saying? This is another reason why a woman can use that. However, if a woman's out on the street or she's in the prostitution game on her own, she has nobody to watch her back. Anyone can come in and rape her, as prostitutes have had rape, or someone, attempt to get away without giving her the money and all of this stuff. That's where your pimp and your madam comes in. And you'd be like, well, what, the madam knows kung fu? Well, probably. However, the madam usually has two badass men and or women who's willing to enforce her dictates. Meaning that you don't pay the money, you get your ass whooped. Okay? Now, here's where pimps and madams come in, or here's one of their purposes, to watch your back and making sure that nobody gets gypped or nobody gets played, so to speak, in this game. Now, a lot of whores, like I said, they know what they're doing. And the reasons they're doing what they're doing, it varies. They're either on drugs, which most times will be the most logical one that most people will say, or the one that comes out first. You never know. It can be some deeply rooted things. This thing with being a whore or prostitute may be in her blood. She may have grown up seeing men constantly coming in and through the house, having sex, well, fucking her mother, and leaving money. So, to a young woman who's looking to an older woman as a symbol of how to be a woman, what is she going to think? That's what she's supposed to do. And for men who patronize the prostitution or whore game, they've grown up seeing other men, or they've probably seen their mother do the same thing, whether she was married or not, and felt, well, hey, this is the way to a woman's heart. You give her money, you can do whatever you want with her. Some of you may disagree, but really pay attention to it. Why is it that a lot of women are always seeking to be with men that can give them something of material value, even if they can go out and get their own? Because it's been ingrained in their minds. And it's been ingrained in the male's mind, too, that that's what women want. So the reason why pussy can be exaggerated in this sort, because a man feels that sex, from this perspective, is worth it. So they will pay that money. And for every guy that doesn't pay or willing to pay for sex, there's 10 other guys that will. Because they are either that hard up, or they're having issues or challenges in their relationships. Which brings to the next segment. What's up?